In this video, we're going to look at the WBS for a project. WBS stands for Work Breakdown Structure. And I've got a Revit drawing here, and it's a drawing of the superstructure of a building. And you can see it comprises of pile caps or point foundations and strip foundations. And on top of that, there is a slab, and there are columns and concrete floor constructions, some steel constructions also. This particular item, or this particular works package, which is a concrete works package, has been drawn on its own separate file in Revit. And similarly, we can draw the masonry works that's going to surround this building on another file. And that I will show you in a moment. This is the actual the masonry file of the project, and it comprises of brickwork and curtain walls and so on. The brickwork has some hosted elements like windows. So in a way, you can say that the carpentry work and the masonry work are mixed in this one here, because the carpenter will probably take care of the curtain walls and the windows and so on, whereas the mason would take care of the brickwork and the elements like this inside the building. So in some cases you have to accept that some hosted elements are within a different works package, as it were. So this is another works package. If I want to put it together with the concrete works, then it's a simple case of inserting the other file by using the link Revit possibility, choosing origin to origin, and then choosing the actual file itself and inserting it. And in that way, you get everything falling into place in the right order, as it were. You can see if I click on part of this here, for example, this is still the Revit superstructure concrete works package. If I want to bind it together with this other file, the masonry file, I would use the link bind command here on the modify Revit links tab. So this can be linked together. The reason why I'm doing this is so that I can separate my works in a good way, so I can have an overview of which components each works comprises of. If I draw it all on one drawing, then it kind of gets confusing, and you don't have so much control with the objects in the whole drawing. But later on, as I said, I can mark the packages like this, and I can go in and use the bind link when I want to put them together into one drawing where all the components belong to one particular file or one particular drawing. Now, once I've done my drawings, I have my different files I can put together later on, but I need to do a work breakdown structure, and this is simply breaking the project down into different works packages. In my case here, I've got 5 different packages. One is the building site, comprising site, establishment and takedown, and winter site costs if work is done between 1st November and 31st of March. That's called the winter period in Denmark anyway. Then we have the concrete works here, the masonry works, the steel works, and the carpentry works. We can have other works, of course. I'm just keeping this simple for this particular video. Here we have our concrete file, and once we've done the file here, we've drawn everything in, we can analyze which prices do we need to find. For example, here we need to find a price for the concrete staircase, and for the concrete columns, and for the slabs, and so on and so forth. And we'll do something similar for the masonry works. Here's my drawing. I will break it down into which items do I need to price, and so on and so forth for the other different packages in the project. The idea behind this is that each member of the group does his own work breakdown structure branch. In other words, one of you takes the masonry works, looks at the drawing, identifies the different items, and then once you've done that, you can find prices in a price library for those different items. So you will have your own part library, which you can do in a program called Sigma, which will be explained later. And after you've found your own price library, that individual person from the group would also do his estimation for that particular branch. And the idea behind all this is that the libraries, the part libraries, can be drawn into together to make a complete library, and the part calculations can be drawn in to do a complete calculation, so that everybody contributes towards making the whole estimation for the project and the whole planning for the project and so on and so forth. So that was the idea behind the work breakdown structure, to break your project down into different works packages using your different works files.